Hey everybody, it's Sunday and I'm Bob. So that means it's time for another edition of Bob's Smokin' Sunday, and today we are in the kitchen. We are going to be showing you how I make my homemade barbecue rub. Put it on pretty much anything that I put out on the smoker or grill. If you go down the spice aisle at any grocery store, you are going to find a majority of those spices have either stuff you can't pronounce or they're going to have main ingredients. Stuff like paprika, garlic, onion, salt, pepper. So why not make it at home? All right, so let's get to the rub. In this rub, there are three sections that I go by. There's a base, there's going to be flavor enhancers, and then there's going to be what I call bring in the heat. That's going to be your spices. I've got a bowl, and then I've got a mesh strainer here. That way I get the particles of the spices down real fine, and they pour out easier when you're shaking them on your meat. We're going to start out with 2 tablespoons of table salt, and I just kind of shake that down. Most of it will go through fine, no problem. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of paprika. You could use any type of paprika that you have, a smoked paprika, smoked Spanish paprika, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Now the brown sugar is the main reason I use this colander. You're going to want to kind of rub those. I use a whisk. So if you had one, you could use one of these. That gets it all in there. And then the next thing is 1 tablespoon of sugar. Just regular sugar. And then what you can do is between each section, I take that off and I just kind of whisk those together. So the next thing we're going to add to this is going to be 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic. You could use garlic powder as well, but I've got the granulated garlic, so I'll use that. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of onion powder. And then we're going to have a half a tablespoon of mustard powder. We'll whisk those ingredients in. If you give it a smell, it doesn't have too much of a smell to it. You can smell the onion and the garlic in it though. All right, so now we're going to bring the heat, and this is a section where you can add, if you like a real spicy, you can add a lot of stuff. If you don't like it as spicy, you could omit some of these, or you could add less. But basically, I use a tablespoon of ANCHO chili powder. You could use regular chili powder, whatever you like. And then I also have a tablespoon of ground cumin. The next one is a half a tablespoon of CAJUN seasoning. I use a CAJUN seasoning by Penzeys Spices. You could use whatever CAJUN seasoning, or you could just leave it out. It's not a big deal. So we'll throw that in there. And then we're going to do a half a tablespoon of black pepper. I've got a coarse ground pepper here, and shake it through. Most of it will not go through very well, so whatever we have left over is not a big deal. And then the last ingredient I have is a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Like I said, this is really going to bring the heat. If you don't like it hot, don't put it in. If you like it real spicy, put some in. So throw that in there. All right, so we've got our rub right here. We just mix all those ingredients together. And you can see the pepper flakes, and you can see the paprika in there. So that's it. That's pretty much our rub. Now you could put it in an airtight, like Tupperware container. You could put it in a Ziploc bag if you wanted. I use a mason jar. You can see this mason jar right here. But I use this mason jar. I actually have a little label for the ones that I gave to my coworkers that I printed out with my Bob Smokin' Sunday logo on it here. But I keep that in there. It keeps it tight. This particular one, as you can see here, has a shaker lid, and then I can take that and shake it onto my meat if I want. that is how you make my homemade barbecue rub. So you can find us on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Bob's Smokin Sundays. So click the like button, subscribe to those channels. You know, good barbecue isn't that hard, and good seasoning for barbecue isn't that hard. It just takes a little time. So until next time, thanks for watching.